had like freezing issues with my computer and had to reboot everything. So it took me a couple minutes. How is everybody doing? And how is the project coming along? And everybody still sleeping? Oh, God. I know. Okay, so I know I had a few people who were emailing me about some questions. Today would be the day to ask you these questions. So today, so Ran, yes, thank you. So for F, hold on, I'm going to, let me just get my, mine up and running here. Give me a second, guys, just because, as I said, my computer was beautifully frozen. You know, you buy something new, you expect it to work, right? Without issues. But of course, not with mine. So for the F, you're going to be really essentially bringing in some things that you've already created, right? And so you're going to reference those in, right? And then you're going to add in whatever else needs to be created, whatever else has not been created. Okay? That's essentially what you're doing for F. So you're not redrawing everything, right? You've drawn, like, for example, one girder. So you're going to be bringing in that girder multiple times, copying it, right? Now I'm going to show you how to do that. And one second. I wanted to do a reference. So we're going to reference the same way. So everything is like not. So that's essentially what we're going to do for F. Okay. So let me go ahead here and open it up. Okay, so for F, as I said, you're going to be essentially bringing in whatever you have created. So you've created, your girders, you're going to bring those in. So how you reference in here, you would do it the same way as you would have on the main page, right, on your exercise 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go ahead and reference, and for some reason my reference came down here. Okay, here we go. This is detach, new, and I would go back to my project, open, and I'm going to reference in the correct exercise. So for example, you're going to have to reference in exercise. I'll just do the girders, for example. So I know my girders, that is exercise B, I think, right? Okay. Okay. So here you're going to see, if I zoom in, you're going to see it. Okay, automatically is here. But remember, this is referenced in. So you have two options. If you know you're not going to make any changes, right, you can just reference it in and leave it as a reference. So it's a live reference. So if you make any changes on the other one, it will automatically update this one. The other way you can do this, okay, is if you want to actually just copy it in here. So you can copy it by doing one of two ways. You can do something called merge into master. So it literally kind of merges it in. So if I'm in here and I just click on merge into master, come on. Okay. It's going to say you've selected it into the current. Are you sure? Okay. And I press OK. You're going to see it's not a reference anymore. Now it's become part of just this one model. Okay. And so if there's any changes that happen on the original model, it's not going to affect this one. Okay. So that's one way to copy. Another way to copy is if I decided I don't want to merge to master for some reason. I just wanted to, let's say I had, a whole bunch of things on that model. And I just want one thing. What I would do is I would place a fence around it, just the part I want. Then I would click on copy out here, not inside your reference, okay? Not in your reference, but out here, okay? In your main tasks. So you're going to click on copy and make sure to say for your copy, let me just make this a bit, I can't make it bigger. Anyway, you're going to click on use fence. And you have the options of using the fence, the clipping, void, voiding the clipping, you want to overlap, you want just the fence, okay, inside the fence. You have many options, so it depends on what you want. So inside the fence, because that's what I want. If I had wanted everything except, that fence, I would have chosen something else. So, and then I click inside, okay? And then I just select anywhere on here. I click once with my left mouse, my left button, once, and then I click again, same point, okay? And then I right click. Okay, you'll see that here it hasn't changed. It's still a reference, but if I turn off my reference here, I still have my beam. This is a copy of it. I can, if I turn it back on, you'll see it comes back. Okay, if I decide I want to move this, it's already fenced, so I can just go ahead and move it. Now I can move it from here, anywhere over here. You'll notice that if I turn this back on, I'll have my original here. Okay, that's again a copy of it, meaning if I make changes to the original, it's not going to affect this. So, if you want, you can either make a copy for now, and then you can merge into master later. You can, put them where you want, then you can merge them later. You can copy them later, however way you want to, but I wanted to show you both ways. Any questions about this? Yes, of course. So I'm going to redo it here. Okay. So for me to merge into master, all I do is I click on tools. You can do it a couple ways. You can right click on it, merge into master, or you can go into tools after you've selected the one, because you might have more than one reference in here, right? So you select the one you want to merge. You go to tools, merge into master, and it will automatically merge it. And so you click on it, and then it will say you have selected one reference to merge, and I click OK, and then it automatically merges it and gets rid of it in your reference. So it's no longer a reference anymore. Excellent. You're welcome. Okay, so those will help with, especially with the things you've already created, and then everything else you haven't, you can go ahead and do that. All right. Any other questions? Now I know everybody wanted so I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Here are, and I'm going to take a picture of it and put it on online for you guys for your levels. But here it is, okay? If you give me like 2 minutes, it will be up online, okay? So like I am on well, I'm not on Teams. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. Okay, so okay. Okay, so I'm going to put a copy of this online, but you can for sure take a picture or whatever you want, but it will be available online in a few minutes. Okay, so you have your concrete, your G-center, your piers, your center line, your annotations, your reinforcement, your hidden lines. What would be on what? That is for you to know. Okay, that is for you guys. You should know what you should be putting. We went through this in AutoCAD. By now you should know what would be S reinforcement. What would be S hidden? What would be G border or G annotations rather than S annotations, right? So all these things you guys should know. So this is your level manager. I'll add them right now. So you'll have that available for you guys on Blackboard. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Charlotte, can you hear me now?
Yes, miss.
Okay. I was like, what teams are you talking about? All right. So that's for that. How is the project coming along in total? I know, part of this class is having the time to actually do the project. So I know it seems like a lot of, alone time, but it really is meant for you guys to be working on the project in class. So how's the project coming along? Trapped on F with aligning the parapet. Yeah. So, if you drew something wrong, it won't sit on it correctly for sure. So that part is where you will see all your little mistakes, right? So you have lots of time, Hayden, to figure it out, okay? And figure out where you made your mistake, and then kind of go back, revisit all your steps and see how it's going. And then you have lots of time. You have until after the break, right, to submit. So we have even next week, so to kind of discuss. So try and see what's going on, see where your issue is, and then you'll kind of figure it out. If you still have trouble, let me know, and we can kind of talk it out. Okay. I know a lot of you guys are focused on BUD and STW. I understand, but it's still another. So I'm here to help if you need. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I know some people have like some questions that they wanted to kind of go through on their own project. So what I'll do is I'll open up Teams now, and you guys can continue working on the project. If I know there was a question regarding hatching, but I'm still, I can't remember who had a question on hatching, but let me just put this aside for right now. If I want to hatch, okay, I still can't, I don't have the library. Okay, so if I want to hatch something, okay, let's say I wanted to hatch this with this hatching, with this kind of pattern, okay, with a crosshatch. So what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to want to hatch inside here. I can either select the element, which it won't let me because is this not one element? Yeah, this is not one. This is not joined. That's why it's not allowing me to. So let me join it. Okay. So if I'm going to hatch it, I select my, it's not allowing me still for some reason. I don't know. Okay. You can either flood, okay, and it will automatically do the cross hatching. So it floods that area. But because there's that line in the middle, it didn't do the whole thing. So if I was to delete this line and go back. Now be careful with flood because if I click out here, it could flood the whole area. Okay. So if I flood, I select this and I can decide on my spacing. I can decide that it's associative. Make sure you do place it in associative. That check mark is important because otherwise you're going to have it where every line is on its own. So if you have concrete, for example, everything would be separated. So here I have my hatching, my cross hatching. If I had wanted to make it into my spacing, for example, to be, 100 scale, it will create it based on a closer scale. Okay. Now, there's different ways of hatching, so you guys can try those out. Another way that is using points, so you can actually like select an area. So if you have certain area that you want to select, this one gets tedious though. Sometimes, if you, let's say you want to select something like this, let's say you just want to select this top part, you can just do something similar and then you can add points as you want. And it will just hatch this. So if I wanted to add extra marks so that it's kind of more curved, I can add vertex here and I can select my line and I can move it. So this will add those points to make it, more vertex. So if I was to actually select my hatch, right, being associative, you can see that here there's more points. I can move them based on, different than here. Okay, so that's by adding something called insert vertex. Okay, you can also remove some. So I can remove some. If I don't want it to be this curvy, if I don't want it to take this shape, I want it, for some reason, I want it a different shape, I can remove them. Okay, I just click on here and I go close to where they are and it will start removing the vertex. Okay, so that's for hatching. If I want to change the pattern, I would go in here and then I would change it, but mine is not doing correctly, so I can't really do that. You can also delete your pattern. So just really like, any hatching, that would be how to create it, right? So if for you guys, it really would be going under here for pattern area, and then being able to find your concrete pattern, and here, if that's what you're looking to hatch. Okay, does anybody have any questions about hatching? Okay, so if no questions, we'll leave it at that for hatching. I'm going to open up Teams. If you have your own question and you want to have a well, not one-on-one, but like it's a smaller group and where I can focus on your project, come on Teams. I'll have that open. Okay, and we can go from there. And everybody else, continue working on your project. And I'm just going to mute here, but I do still have it open so I can see everybody's question if you have a general question. So I have joined the general meeting. So please, anyone who wants, they can come on to join. They can join the general